Okay. So here's my website. I'm already logged into my dashboard. It's right here. And we want to create a new page. We're working on the seed oil campaign, and that's what we're all going to be marketing this Saturday. So I need to get this page created between now and then. And I've already done the work as far as typing out everything, so that way we don't have to watch somebody typing that. And I do have to type sometimes when we're recording, but not always. So when you hover over new, you're going to click on new page, not post. So we'll create a new page. And it's going to run a little slow because I'm recording this. All right, so now all I got to do is pull up my information here, seed oils. And I've already organized everything here. So it's going to be seed oils are bad for us. Rory's page is seed oils are bad for you. So I'm just going to take a little creative license and make mine a little different. All right, so first thing I do is put a title in here. Not a title. I like to capitalize the words except for the prepositions. So are and for, I don't capitalize. All right, so then on my Yoast, I'm going to need my focus key phrase, which happens to be the same thing, but I don't want to capitalize the focus key phrase. So I have it here uncapitalized. And I'll paste that in here, right? Seed oils are bad for us. That's what I'm going with. All right, now I do want to get my slug. It would automatically, if I were to publish this page right now, it would automatically grab that focus key phrase and use it for the slug. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to publish it till I'm finished. So I'll just put it in there. And the way you do that is down here at the bottom where they have all this. And right here where it says slug, and you want the hyphens, not the spaces. Okay, so seed oils are bad for us. Now I need to meta. So usually the first sentence, you want your focus key phrase to be in your first sentence of your first paragraph. So, and you also need it in your meta. The two do not have to be the same exact thing, but since I already have it typed out here, I'll see if it'll work. If it's too long, I'll have to modify it. So let me see what will happen. This is what the meta description is what appears in the search results. Okay, so it's perfect. So it's green. If it was too short, it would be orange, and if it were too long, it would be orange. So I'll just use the first sentence from my first paragraph, and there you go. I'm done with the meta. So now my SEO is set up. See, it's already orange, not red. And I know my readability, because I know how I did this yesterday, is going to be a little off. I'll probably have to fix it. So let's just start copying this. So right here. Now there's a quick way, most of us drag the mouse to highlight, and you can do that. I just did it, so I'll do it on this paragraph. Then I'll show you another way I do it in a minute. Control C, and then I just paste this in here. Control V, right? If you hit enter right here, you're going to get a new block, okay? So I want a new block, and I'm going to put this, it's going to be a heading. And so I'll just go ahead and paste it in there. When you click enter, it gives you a paragraph block. But all you got to do to change it is to Control V. And then this right here, you can transform it to a heading. And I am going to leave it, since it's first heading on my page, I'm going to leave it as an H3. I mean an H2. The rest of them I'll make H3s. All right, so I'll hit enter again because I need a new paragraph block. Now here's my paragraph right here. So this is what I was going to show you. If you click there and at the beginning of whatever you want to select, and you move your mouse down to the end and then hold the shift and click, you'll get it. So you can do it that way too, rather than drag your mouse. So just another way to do the same thing. All right, now I have that. And rateability is coming green, so that's a good thing. Hit enter. And of course, I know that the SEO is not there. So here I have another heading that I created. It's important to know. Control C. And this time I'll change it to a heading block before I paste the text by clicking that plus sign. And I'm going to make this an H3 heading. And now I'll paste it in the heading block. And I'll just hit enter. And oh, I was going to use a list for this. I don't know. Yeah, I can go ahead and create this as a list. So what I do here is on this important to know, I'll put a colon, and then I'm going to change this to a list. If you don't see what you're looking for here it happens to be here, but what you can do is just type in what you're looking for, list, and it'll bring it up. Okay, so because there's way more blocks than what you see right here. And so if that ever happens, just type in what you're looking for and it should come up. Anyway, this is going to be a list. So my first bullet point is going to be this one. Okay, and I will do that. Control C, and I'll put that here. Control V. And I hit enter and it's going to add a new bullet point. I think I only ended up with 2 bullets. Oh no, 3. So that's okay. We want to break it up. We don't have all paragraphs. So you can do it however you want, but we want to individualize this. It's kind of a lot. Omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acid is a linoleic acid is a white liquid that dissolves easily in organic solvents, but is almost insoluble in water. Rather than free fatty acid, it usually exists. Well, whatever. I'll use the whole thing. I can always change it if I don't like it later. And then right here, list item number 2. And then I hit enter. And we have list item number 3. Okay. See, I just do this on a text editor. Get the words that I'm going to use. All right. And then that way, when I'm ready to create it, I can do it that way, or I can do it right here. I just did it this way so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me type. All right, now the next one is going to be a heading, so I need to backspace that out of there. Now I want to create a new block, but I don't want it to be list. So when I hit enter, it's going to add me another list item. So all I got to do is click the 3 dots right here and insert after, and it'll give me a whole, no, it didn't. So I got to backspace that. And then let's see, how do I get out of this? All right, I'll show you another way. There's always a workaround, right? So if I just come here and click on insert after, now I'll put some content in here, which was going to be a heading, processing and additives. All right, so processing and additives is going to be a heading. Control C on that. I'm going to make this a heading 3. And then I'm going to paste it in there. So the reason I did it this way, guys, is just because I didn't want to fight with that list thing. It was bugging me, and so I just did it that way. And now it's past, it's heading where I wanted my list to stop here. I'm sure there's another way to do it, but whatever, that worked. So it's the way I'm doing it. Processing and additives. Okay, so a lot seed oils go through heat and whatever, high level refining. And Rory actually researched all this information, and I rewrote what he had there on the document. So you guys can do the same thing. I'll share that document with you. All right, so we have this. Certain seed oils might have additives. And you can do this. You can have you can have what they call, this is called a line return. So in other words, the end of one thought and beginning another within one paragraph. And the way you do that, look, I'll show you. So you can do it the way I did it and just have it that way when you copy it. But right now, if I were to hit enter, I would get a new block. But if I hold shift enter, it does that. It gives you the line return. So if you didn't know that, now you do. So if you want to just get a new line, if you want to get a new line within a paragraph, shift enter will do that for you. Okay. So when I hit enter here, I get a new block. And this one's going to be another heading. And we're just going to create this whole page so I can mark it in on Saturday. And we'll just change it to a heading right now. I'm doing pretty consistent the way I'm doing it here. And then we're going to get this next batch of information right here, in as much. So that's a transition right there, in as much as partial hydrogenation hydrogenation. Hydrogenate. How do you ever say that word? Hydrogenation of certain seed oils can increase their stability and shelf life, particularly in processed foods. Okay, so that's partially hydrogenization. Anyway, so you can read it later if you want. So Control C. I'll show you the material. I'll paste the link to that if you want. Right, so here we go. Next, we're going to, it's lipid peroxidation and heart health. And then I know Cheryl and I were talking earlier today, actually texting, and she made her page around weight gain and seed oil. So I'm going to take a look at that when I get a chance here. Anyway, heading. And yeah, remember, there's always more than one way to do the same thing. All right. Lipid, yeah, that's a heading. So you can see how I have it organized here on my text document. I have how much more to go, not too much. All right, so we're just going to finish this up here and then down to here. And my SEO is still orange, but I know why. So we'll fix that before we're done here and publish this. It's going to be green. Okay, metabolic syndrome and obesity. So that's another key point. And we're going to talk about that. Oops, I didn't change it to a heading, so I'll use this feature right here. Heading and H3. Okay, now I need to hit enter. High blood pressure or high consumption of sea oils. Cognitive decline and brain health. Control C. This one. Control V, enter. And then we need a heading. And I don't like it to be black on the heading, so I'm going to go back through and I'm going to add some images, and I'm going to change the heading color. Okay, so Roy generally uses that blue. You can use whatever color you want, what you like. Blue is cool and red is hot, so just keep that in mind. All right, I'm almost done here, and then I have a conclusion going on here. Control C this, and then I'm going to do this. And hit enter, and then we got one more heading coming up there. And you can construct this. I could combine this. I can tell you one thing, Yoast doesn't like more than 300 words without another subheading in there. So, you can't really have, I always look at it this way. It's kind of like a magazine article, so whatever is under the heading should be talking about what the headings says, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And then we're going to grab this right here. And it's going to be down to here. Uh-oh, my SEO, my readability went. So that last paragraph, something wrong with it. So we'll figure that out. I don't think I have for this many, because I added some transitions, but not too many. I think that's because I have this many words, and I'm going to show you how to tell how many words you have on a page in just a second. But we'll fix that after we get everything set up here. So then I have this here, and this is going to be my cross marketing, right? And I'm going to use this link. This is to that food thing that I showed you a minute ago. I already copied the link yesterday. So I'll just get over here and copy this link right here. I know that's it because I copied it out of the web page. And then we have to come here and click on this. Now it's an internal link, so I'm not going to open it in a new tab. I just need to apply it. You can use this or submit it, or use this, either one. But you got to do it twice.
Greg, what's an internal link?
Okay, so an internal link is a link that goes from one of my pages to another one of my pages. So it does not open in a new tab. All right, so this is the cross marketing. See, that turned my SEO back to green. It was because I didn't have an internal link. SEO, they really want you to have an internal and an external link, but we don't always. So as long as this is green overall, we're good. We're golden. All right, so this readability thing, I'm pretty sure I know. It's going to say right here, passive voice.
Passive voice.
According to certain research, a high level of omega-6 fatty acid diet may be linked,
May link.
Linked, I think is the word.
may
Link.
It's associated.
may
Associated.
Cause,
no,
cause,
yes, cause is good. I'm going to say contribute
Okay.
to mood. You see how that got rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So let's see if I'm green overall now. Not yet. So I need to do some more. So it's probably up here. So, oh yeah, look at all this. All right. So associated right here. Remember I talked
I
about the
thought you
ED.
said the
OED.
purple was the good one, Greg. I thought you said
Only on, now make sure you write this down. Only on transition words. The rest of them are the bad ones. The rest of these recommendations are all bad, and I'll show you. But yes, that's confusing. I literally went through a page, the whole thing got rid of all the purple and said, no, wait a minute. It's still saying transition words. What am I doing wrong? So I went back and did it over, and then I figured it out on my own. No one ever taught me that. I figured it out because it was frustrated with me. I was frustrated with it. But that's what it is. Transition words, it shows you the good one. And I'll do it here in a minute. Right now I'm working on passive voice. So a high consumption of seed oils, especially in processed foods. Okay, so I can't. I'm not really going to fix that one because processed foods is what we want to say, right? So hardening of arteries maybe accelerate. So we could say we could just say may increase. By consuming XFO. See how it got rid of it? Okay, so oxidized, especially if they are oxidized, I'll leave that like that. What I'm trying to do here is get this back to green. These procedures have the potential to, and I knew when I was doing this yesterday that I was going to have to do this. So anyway, chemical hexene, which is used in oil extraction.
Yeah. Still got more. Wow, there's a lot in there.
So there you go. That's which is part of the oil extraction. So whatever, it says the same thing without the ED, right? And omega fatty acid called omega-6 fatty acid
barcode.
called how about we call? See that? Oh no, there's another one. Acid is created. So
Creates acid.
acid
There we go. There you go.
or I gotta get rid of this is. Now I'm green. Okay. So I knew it was down towards the end because remember it turned orange after we were getting down there. But anyway, green overall is all you really got to. Yeah, I don't try and be too because I'll tell you it's the bots that care about this stuff. Humans don't really care that much about this when they're going through your site. You know, I like it to make sense, and sometimes I will sit there and sentence length. So this is an easy one to fix, and I'll show you that just a sec. See, my transitions words are good enough. It's not showing up here orange. So transition words, well done. And this is what I was talking about, Celia. When I click this, it'll show you all the places. See, in as much is a transition. All right. And so compounds may be harmful to the heart. It can develop when seed oil. Anyway, these are the good ones on transition words. All right. And so when I was doing this, I kind of went through and added transition. Although is a transition. Basically, the way to, in order to educate everyone with the hazards, and it's a way you change from one thought to another thought. When you're talking, you don't just go from one thought to another without some sort of transition. So I
Like
still have,
as well as. Like
yeah,
that
as
one.
well as,
Therefore,
and that's why I sent you
that's
guys
why.
this tool right here, and I have it
What
under
tool?
tools, and I have it under my folder frequent, and you come down here to transition words, and I
Oh.
recommend that you bookmark this or do like Doug and Google it and come up with your own. This is probably from a university or something, smartwords.org. Okay, so this is a whole website that teaches you how to write. Anyway, and here's a whole list of what and like
You
I said,
sent
when I
that
get
to me.
writer's block, I open this up and I start looking for something that would make sense. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to say nevertheless, and then move on. And all of a sudden I'll get an idea. Just food for thought, you guys. That's all it's just. It's food for thought. So there you can see. In other words, I think I had him put, in other words, James put it on his page. So you got all these different things that you can say. And some of these Yoast won't recognize, just be aware of that. But most of them are good for Yoast. Okay, so now I'm adding a new page here. So we're getting there. Now, what I need is even though my SEO is green, I need to fix this, and because I know what I skipped right here for related information. Okay, well, most of us, the intake of seed oils is part of a balanced diet. So where did I put it? For related information, wait a minute. Oh, no, see this? So focus key phrase in a H2 or H3 or H2 or H3 heading. See how I have it? I put it all the way at the bottom. You need that for SEO. All right, at least once. Sometimes you'll have more words than just the focus key phrase. In this case, I just used the focus key phrase. So that's why it turned green, even though I don't have an image. And, but I'm going to add an image now. So I'm going to go up here to the top. And I wanted to put my image right in around this point right here. And I can always move it around if it's not where I want it. So I click on image. And then I click on upload. And then now I got to go to where my image is. So you got to know where you put your stuff. All right. So seed oils, I'm assuming, is going to be in Velveeta. And that's why I made my seed oils folder in my Velveeta folder. Okay. So here's Velveeta right here. And go down to the S's, and here it is. And this is the image I want to use at this point. This is the market images, or the images of seed oil in a market. And I just got this off of his page. So for Rory's page. He was copying a bunch of pictures the other day and putting them in the Dropbox, but I'll be darned if I could find that folder. So I have to ask Stacy where that is. I don't need it. We don't want to overdo it with images, and I'll tell you why. Google doesn't want to compete with us for image space because they want their reader's eye to go to their ad. So that'll be a reason to, and if you've heard him say no more than a couple images on a page. So, but what I do want to do is put this focus key phrase into the alt box right here. All right. That's an SEO requirement. Basically, the reader of a blind person is going to read what's ever in here. So I could add to this, and then I'll just say, corn oil on a shelf. And then that way it'll make sense for the person that hears it rather than sees it. So when is the reader? And but you see, I started out with seed oils are bad for us. So you don't have to add that, but it's what it's for. All right, so now I'm going to realign this. So right now it's taking up space in the middle. So I'm going to line right. And as soon as I do that, you can
Gotcha.
see everything jumps and
Okay.
it's that's called
Rash.
wrapping, the word
Mhm.
wrapped,
Oh, right. Mhm.
word wrapped around the image. Okay, so it's too
Yeah.
big. So we're gonna make it like this. And now I have an image, which I don't have a link on it, but we're gonna be getting links. I got a feeling, right, Cheryl? So we'll just leave it like that, and then I'll come back and add in the information. But meanwhile, as soon as I publish this in a minute, it's gonna be ready for SEO, right? So I'll start getting indexed. When the robot comes by and checks my page, it'll start adding it to the list of things around seed oils. And that's why we want to get this done here. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom here, and I'm going to add my other images here. So seed oils are bad for us. Well, modest images, balanced diet, unlike considerable harm, excessive intake, particularly refined process, oxidized seeds and risky seed oils, and it's toxic. So I guess for related information, so here's a list of the best foods for weight loss. Here you will find a list of the best foods to consume for a healthier diet and losing weight. So that's that page that I showed you guys earlier. So I'm just going to put this other image, which is good oils, in here. So I like to have two images on my page. All right, so I'll just click on upload. Now it'll go right back. I don't have to navigate to it. So I'm going to add this one. And then open. And I do want to put my focus key phrase. The good reason for doing it the way I'm doing it, if I had an error in here, I'd be putting my error where I needed it, so that it would still qualify. You might write a page someday that says, you know what, I'm going to use the wrong spelling. It's an attention getting device, Okay, so let's see, this is healthy oils. I'll just say image of healthy oils. Seed oils are bad for us. Image of healthy oils. All right, so now hopefully,
Oh,
what's that?
excuse me. Oh, you want.
Oh, I'm gonna see about, I don't know if I really want to. I'm gonna take a look at this here in a second and see what we got going. I think I'll leave this left. I usually like to do that, have one on the right side and one on the left side. So you can see, even though it took me that long to do all that, it doesn't look like that much. Now, I did want to change this text color, so I'll just use Rory's for now. I'll probably end up just leaving it this way. All you got to do is, now I'm on settings, not on Yoast, and so we get this option. And you have to click on the active block. So in this case, I'm changing the headings. So it's very simple. You can see how easy I can do all this. If you don't know how to do it, it seems like it's a mystery, but this is how you do it.
What does it mean when it says take the highlight off? How do you do that? Don't highlight. Don't highlight the heading or something like that.
Don't highlight that. What?
The
Oh,
heading. I've seen
mm,
that. Take that highlight off the heading.
you'll have to show me sometime, silly, because I don't recognize that recommendation.
All right.
Highlight, I mean, they have a thing called spotlight mode. Cheryl and I figured this out yesterday. And it's pretty simple.
Greg figured it out.
It's pretty simple, but I'll show you right now. And on your title, you can't change it. You just got to leave it like that. All right, so now I'm good enough because I am green. You can see the green dots. I'm going to go ahead with publish, and I can always modify this more. But well, let's see what we got going here. I've done this so many times, I almost have it pictured in my mind's eye what it should look like when I'm done, right? So that's because over and over, it's just like making calls, you do the same thing over and over, it becomes second nature. And so here it is, and here's my image, important to know, list, and it changes based on how wide the browser is. So and it looks completely different if they looking on the phone. not completely different, but a little bit different. Like this form is at the bottom and stuff. It is different. This doesn't exist at all on the phone. And that's why we have this second menu over here that has all things. And because when you click on the category for all things, for instance, I'm working on cooking food and wine right here. And that I just fixed it yesterday. I had to remove some things that were no longer there. So now what I need to do is fix my all things to match my cooking food and wine category. So I'll basically show you what I'm talking about here. You see this as you go down, like this barbecue sauce. We don't have that. This is my all things category page. This is what somebody would click on for mobile, because when you click on the menu on mobile, you see this. You don't see that list like we have where the menu items come out next to it. So when we click on cooking food and wine, all it does is open up the different things. Therefore, every category page has an all things category page, which is exactly, he wants it written in different words. I didn't have to do that because I already have Google AdSense, but he wants it written in different words because he's had that argument with Google and they say, well, yeah, it shouldn't really have to be, but we want it that way anyway. So all you got to do is just think of some different ways to say the exact same thing. It's kind of a bummer, but that's how it goes. So I hope I'm making sense to everybody. Every category has an all things category as well. All right, that's the bottom line of what I'm talking about. So go back here. This is my home page. Let's see, did I lose my, I lost my page, so go back. Seed oils are bad for us. Now I haven't added this to a category, so I need to do that. And cooking food and wine will be a good place to put it. But we're at 3 o'clock, and unless somebody wants to continue, I can show you how to do that. But it's basically my page right here. It's ready to advertise, and actually Google's already got some ads popped on here. They do that automatically. They only have, it'll be more than the same ad over and over pretty soon. But you can see here's the published date right here, and that's ready to go. 9:56. That's not my time, so it's only
Are you
3.
gonna give us a link to this?
I do have a link on here. This one right here. Go here for the best foods.
Oh, you do
And
at the bottom, don't you? Okay.
oh yeah, you know what? I forgot something. So let me show you how I do this. We always have on offer pages, not on category pages, we have a little thing that says we are available for contact. So I have this one, and I know I've showed this before, this one little page in draft where I reuse blocks. So any blocks that I don't want to keep making them over and over. They're always going to be the same, like this one. I click in there and then I click the 3 dots and I click on copy. And then I go back to my page and I click on edit. Oh, Gail raised her hand. Speak up, Gail.
Oh, I was gonna let you, how many words did you end up with?
Oh, okay. I wanted to check that. Good thing you reminded me. Good. We're going to check that. Just a second. Let me finish doing this because now it's so easy to just add this in here, right? You know what? I don't really want this image all the way at the end. I'm going to move that up. This is kind of where I had planned for it anyway. Right here where I have my seed oils are bad for us. I think I'm going to move it up one more, and it's cognitive brain health. Wait a minute, I moved something. Oh, let's see what happened here. So cognitive brain oil, seed oils, starts with, cognitive decline in brain. And then right after that, the imbalance. Metabolic syndrome. So I got screwed up here somewhere along the way. I have to fix this. Metabolic high transfer. Probably when I was changing the colors. Maybe I forgot to put in a paragraph. The imbalance of omega-6. The imbalance of omega-6. So this one is supposed to be here. This one. above the imbalance. So I think it's this metabolic syndrome and obesity. I forgot. So see how I have it organized, easy to see, right? So metabolic, I should have this paragraph, a high consumption of seed oils. So let me see if I have that somewhere else. In as much, no, I don't have that in there. I forgot to copy that. Oh, no, it's here. All right, so this one actually goes up here. Now it's like I want it. All right. So now I'm going to click on save. I don't know why it's like gray. Okay, let's see what happens. I'll proofread this. You know, I just don't want to waste you guys' time. Okay, so Gail asked a very simple question, or yeah, I believe it was Gail. So to see your word count, you can click on outline right here, these lines, and then it shows you 648. So we're really trying to get 700 to 1200 words. So I need to add some more, which we're going to. This is just a first shot because this page is going to be increased as soon as we get the product. That's going to have something to do with seed oils. I guarantee you. That's coming on Tuesday. So don't miss. No, Monday's Velavita call.
January, not till January,
Oh, did they changed it? Huh? We're now going to hear about it in January.
Yeah.
right?
Bummer.
Yeah,
Did
they
you
changed
find
it.
out, Greg, did you find out whether we could, you can record Monday nights?
No, they don't record the Velavita call.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, yeah, I'll proofread all this, but basically that's page, creation from scratch. It's pretty simple, really. Once you understand the formula, I often tell people, yeah, it's kind of like learning a musical instrument. Once you know which chords go after which ones, pretty soon you can make music. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. You got a formula. The focus key phrase needs to appear in the title, and it needs to appear in the first or second sentence. I usually put it in my first sentence. It needs to be in the meta description, and it needs to be in a heading, and it should appear. Now I don't really have that appearing in throughout my text, so that's kind of a violation, but I'm green overall, and I do have it down here on in a heading down at the bottom here. Seed oils are off. So
The
oh,
one
yeah.
thing I wanted to add
That's
is,
not
you know,
nice.
What? Oh, it looked like she's pooping, huh? That's a
Yeah.
Google ad right there. See, I told you Google would put different ads. 5 signs of overworked liver.
That's
On the body.
tasteless. It's
So
very tasteless.
yeah, when somebody clicks on that ad, I will make a few bucks. You know, that's how that works. Google ads. So these are all Google ads. And when I first logged onto it, I only saw this one ad: download extensions. Yeah, so that's why the key phrase is so important, because they're basing their advertisement, not only on what the person is searching for on their computer, but based on what the page that when they index me, the seed oil thing, I got a good chance to go, in the beginning or up towards the top, because the fact is that, it's written around and that's why it's important to have it, because they index on more than just the key phrase but they index on the title. So that's why it's important to have it in the images are part of indexing. Subtitles are part of indexing. I should write another paragraph in here about seed oils are bad for us. And I think I will do that at some point in time. But it doesn't really matter because I'm green overall. I think you guys get that. So let me do this. I'm going to come over here. Stop recording.